How's it going, guys? Out here in a local park today with my mock food bag here, what would normally be my food if I were on a camping trip. Just a standard neoprene or whatever this is made of dry bag. And I got a 100-foot hank of brand new blaze orange paracord. I'm going to show you how I hang my food bag, set a rope in the tree without using a stick or a rock or anything like that for weight. And almost a guaranteed no tangle method. This will fall apart when there's pressure on it, so if it does get wrapped around a branch or caught in twigs, you pull it and the rope slowly unravels and it'll pull out in one length. Should pull out in one length. So, got a red pine here behind me. The branch is about probably just under 20 feet up. Typical of what you'd see most Ontario shoreline campsites, rocky shores and coniferous trees, and wispy branches to hang your food from. So it'll suffice for this demonstration. I'll show you the branch and then I'll show you how to tie this knot and throw it. And it's very easy with a little bit of practice. The knot is extremely simple, and throwing it a few practice throws and you'll be on your game and ready to hang your food. So that is where I was standing. That's the tree and the first branch going off to the right there. Okay, I usually bring 50-foot length of paracord with me when I'm camping. Now the whole purpose of this is you don't have to bring a weight with you. I use a throw line and a throw ball, throw weight as an arborist professionally to set my lines, but you don't want that extra weight or an extra string or anything like that, especially if you're an ultralight camper. So 50 feet of paracord is normally what I bring. This is 100 feet. And you want to get a good amount of it. So we need to go 18 feet up to that branch. Just get a bunch of it laying out in the ground so it can kind of come unfurled without any resistance. Got a whole bunch of line there. Flake it out in the right order now. And as I'm doing that, this is there's a core on this. It's a hollow outer sheath, and the strength is in the core in paracord. So I'm kind of running my fingernail down it. You're gonna get some kinks from it being coiled up. Try and work those out a little bit, especially with a new length. There we go. And what you want to do is make a whole bunch of coils. I usually spread my fingers out so that when you have the amount of coils you want, you can close your fingers and withdraw them. Get slightly bigger loops, so about a 4-inch coil there. And this is going to be the weight, so there's no set number. This is depending on the diameter of cordage you're using, how heavy it is. I'm going to make coils here until I feel like I have a decent amount of weight, enough to get this up and over that branch. Also, this is going to fall apart. There's two versions of this knot. So it's either going to go over the branch, fall apart and unfurl itself down to the ground, or stay locked on there. I'll show you both versions. I use the fall apart version. I don't even know what this knot's called. I looked for it online before I made this, but I can't find anything anywhere. There's monkey fists and well, there's a variety of throwing knots out there, the monkey fist being the main one. But I don't see this anywhere. This was taught to me by one of the instructors at Humber College, taking arboriculture, and he just simply called it a throwing knot. So what I'm doing now, I've got what I feel like are enough coils there. I'm going to close my fingers, make sure I maintain these loops, keep your index finger in there, keep them all separate, and you're going to wrap the cord around the loops a few times. This depends on the length of your coils. So I've got 6, 7, maybe 8 wraps there, and then you're going to take a bite where your index finger is and push it through all the coils. This rope is really kinked up from never being unfurled before, uncoiled. So I've got my bite passed through the top of the coils. Now, to lock this off and make a solid throwing knot, you're going to do it. It's called a gasket hitch. And you pass it over the top, kind of like a girth hitch or a cow hitch, and you capture all those coils, and that is now a solid knot that will not come undone until you intentionally take that gasket off of there. But I don't like that, because if this gets into the branches of a tree, a tight crotch, your line gets stuck up there. And then you lose, what, 25 feet of paracord or 15 feet of paracord, whatever I have wrapped up here. Or you got to climb the tree, which, unless you're a bear, you're probably not going to be able to do that very easily. So, my bite passed through the coils. Now, you can do this two ways. You can do it granny style, between the legs, and throw it up. I prefer to do it one-handed, so I take my bite and you'll adjust, play with the length of this as you get used to it. It's going to take a bit of practice, so I get it to a point where I can get a good pendulum going here. And then you want to have, this rope is so knotted up. Guess I should have done this earlier. We've got our throwing knot here. I've got it adjusted about to the length that I think I'm going to like it for a one-hand toss. And you want to get some loose coils in your off hand, whichever hand you're not. And this is where the one-handed throw comes in, so that there's no resistance when that line comes off there. I feel like this is pretty light and might not get enough power to get up there. But you just swing her, get that pendulum going, and then fire. Just missed the branch. I almost actually got the second one up. Getting all the kinks out of the line. Okay, it's got a few more coils there. Do my quick wraps. Keep my index finger in the top of the coils. Wrap, 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 wrap. Pass a bite through the top of the coils, following your index finger out. Line it up with our branch. Try not to overthrow it this time. Let her go. There, right over. So it's hanging up there. I'm going to grab the camera. It hasn't quite fallen apart yet, but if you just give the rope a quick tug, it stays up there and comes down. Okay, so what happened on that one was this bite that I passed through the coils. Before it pulled out the top of the coils, it got caught on a few of these bottom ones and locked itself off. So that's going to happen. Try it again. It's very, very easy to throw this up there. Just, it's all in the pendulum. It's not about arm power at all. You don't have to be a major league pitcher to do this. You can get it up pretty high. Small cordage is kind of tangly to work with. Takes a bit of patience. We got her all narrowed, sorted out there again. We're going to go for another throw here. Hopefully it does what it's supposed to do. Nope. Going for that branch. I think this is throw number 4. Just over. All right. It's almost reachable from the ground here. Grab a stick off the ground, give her a hook. So here we have our food line ready to attach our food bag. So what I like to do for attaching anything to the end of a rope and making a loop is a bowline knot. I'll show you both of these knots after in close-up. But the figure of 8's easy to tie, but I find it does not come undone after you really load it up as well as the bowline does. I've never had a bowline pulling stuff with trucks, huge amounts of force, never had it load up and bind itself so badly it needs to be cut. So we got a little bowline there. Flip our food bag in. This is all basic stuff. The main point of this was the throwing knot, but I'm throwing the bag going up just for kicks. Up goes the bag. So that's basically how I install my bear bag, food bag when I'm camping with nothing but length of paracord and a good throwing knot. The old fall apart throwing bite, whatever you want to call it. It works good. I'm sure someone out there knows the proper name for this, or there is a proper name for it. I just couldn't seem to find it anywhere. The more popular knots are, like I said, the monkey fist So the most popular knots being the monkey fist and the heaving line knot. Now that is designed to stay as one solid weight at the end. It's not supposed to fall apart. This is designed to go up over the branch, fall apart, and drop back down to the ground. Especially when there's a clear path. If you've got trees underneath, it might get hung up, but if you've got a clear shot over a branch and straight to the ground, it'll fall apart perfectly. I'll get my heavier rope and I'll show you with that really quick. I'm going to show you the knots with that too, because it's a little bit easier to see. Perfect. Okay, now I'm just going to show you an up close of the bowline and this throwing knot with my 1/2-inch climbing line, so it's a little easier for you guys to see. So for the bowline, the biggest thing here is the orientation of your first loop. So you want the tail end of the rope, just do exactly as I do, to pass over top of the leading end here. That's your first loop. And then this is the old rabbit comes out of the hole. Okay, get the tail of the rope, up from the bottom, out of the hole, around the tree, and back down the hole. And then you tie, set, and dress. Snug everything up, and that is a bowline. And the reason this is so great is because you can load this right up. It's a very secure knot. And then you just bend this bridge over to break the knot when it has been loaded heavily. One more time. Tail of the rope here. Make my loop over top of the lead of the line, up through the loop, behind the tree, and back down through the hole. And that is what your bowline should look like. Now I was hanging my food bag off that. I use this every day for rigging 1,000-pound logs. Technically, it's not a tie-in for arborists. You can't use this to terminate your climbing line, your harness, but it is a very strong, secure knot. Next, I'm going to show you exactly what I did with that throwing knot. So we take the rope, we're making coils. Now with the 1/2-inch, I'm going to make about 8 to 10-inch coils. With paracord, lighter line, you'll do as I did in the video, earlier in the video, and wrap around your fingers, make much smaller 4-inch coils. So we're going to make our coils. This is basically to scale with whatever diameter rope you're using, weight rope. A whole bunch of nice little coils here. I would normally do a few more than that. It's good for demonstration. And then we want to get our wraps. Grab it with your hand or index finger here, pull it back through your coils. Now to lock it off and make it a locked throwing knot that won't come undone, you could use this to rescue someone in the river, you know, just like a monkey fist or whatever that other one's called. That is the gasket hitch that locks this knot off. Doesn't come undone now. We take our gasket off. So there we have our bite going through our coils again. Now, essentially, when you throw this knot, this is what happens. The loop drops out of there, and it just continually, I don't think that was in frame, unfurls itself. So coils, wraps, play with the numbers depending on your line. Your mileage may vary. Bite through the coils, and then you have a nice break apart, fall apart throwing knot. It's a beautiful thing. So again, guys, thanks for watching the video. Appreciate your support. I hope some people get something useful out of this. Sorry for my rambling. I tend to talk a lot. I've got a lot of things to say, I guess. Try to make this one short. And if you did get something out of this, please drop by my YouTube channel, subscribe, drop a like, leave me a comment, whatever. Even if you hate me, leave me a comment. And yeah, anyways, more of this stuff to come. I'll keep coming up with tricks and stuff to share with you guys, that stuff that I don't see around YouTube a lot, trying to come up with unique content. So let me know if there's anything else you want to know or want to see about these. I'll make more videos. I've got a pretty wide variety of topics going now, but I got a lot of different interests. Oh, there I go, talking too much again. Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one.